Hey, Devin, you can go now. Yeah.
Good morning. Great. Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today on the kickoff, first day of 2020 Global Entrepreneurship Week. It's going to be a really exciting week. We've got over 10 events this week. So this is the first one. We're thrilled about it. Kyle Easton is here today to talk a little bit about business models and how to develop your business models. So we're thrilled about having him as well. For all of you that are attending virtually, be sure to ask any questions in the comments section there. We can make sure that those get reported back to Kyle so he has a chance to answer those here in person. So again, just want to thank all of you for attending. Welcome everyone, and Kyle, welcome to you as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Devin. Good to be here. I'm excited to be part of Global Entrepreneurship Week, and you guys have a great lineup. So I'm envious of all the things that are going this week. 36 Degrees North, all the folks here have done a great job putting this together, so it's a pleasure for me. We will talk about business model canvas, a template to put together a business, and I know we have, I think, a variety of folks from, hey, I got an idea, I sketched out some things on a piece of paper, the traditional back of a napkin, to I'm operational, I got revenue coming in, and everything in between. So we'll touch on all those things. Just a couple things about me. I teach at Oklahoma State University in the Spear School of Business and entrepreneurship classes specifically. So an intro to entrepreneurship class, a class on creativity, a family business class sometimes, also a graduate class on innovation. So it's great fun for me. I had a training and speaking business in the past. I tried another venture that didn't work out as well, so I have a failed business in my past, and that maybe gives me a little credibility, I don't know. So I've been there with you guys. First question is this: how many of you have prepared a 25-page business plan? Have you done that? Okay, so some people have actually done that. Do you wake up in the morning going, man, I hope I can write a 25-page business plan today? No, nobody wakes up and says, that is my, if I had nothing else to do, that's what I would like to do today. Nobody wants to do that. So we're gonna look at a different approach to that. This is called a business model canvas or lean model canvas. We'll talk a little bit about the difference of those. Walk through that at a higher level, then I'm going to want you to kind of get in the hot seat. It won't be very hot. And just kind of workshop that as an example for everyone who's here and watching. And so you may be in this situation, or you have been, an idea going, wow, I wonder if that could actually be a business. And so we'll look at that. This is the template for the lean model canvas. Business model canvas is a template that's been used by a number of people over the years. This one is a variation of that business model canvas. I like this better. 2 or 3 of these blocks are different. So I like this one better for startups or emerging companies. So we'll just walk through this and see where we go. The first block, there's not necessarily 1, 2, 3 follow these in order, and this will be an iterative process. So it's not, I finish this and then I'm done with that block forever. Typically, a person will go back through and change, edit, throw away, make whatever changes you want. And this can be helpful to be done on a whiteboard or with sticky notes. We'll come back to that later. And so, as we go through these blocks, know that what you put there is not going to be permanent. It will likely change. First is a problem. What's the big problem? And not your problem as the business owner. What's the problem for the customer? have several examples. If you want to start a food truck, what's the problem? The customer's problem. They're hungry. I want decent food, fresh food. I want it in this trendy location in Tulsa or at an event. I'm hungry. I don't want to leave the event to go offsite somewhere. And so those are some of the problems that your customers may have. I may need a computer repaired. That's a problem. I may need fashionable clothing. I may need, I've got a toilet stopped up in my house. That's a problem. And so the plumber has a solution for that. And so it makes sense that what you're offering, their business idea, is a solution to that problem. And as you see, there's some of the notes below the solution. What are the top 3 features? And we'll talk more about differentiation in a few minutes. Unique value proposition. What makes you special? As that says, a simple or a single, clear, compelling message states why you're different and worth buying. I joke with my students in Stillwater a lot. They probably get tired of me hearing talk about chicken places. We have a lot of chicken places in Stillwater, more than you would think. I guess college students like chicken. So it's, and I'm sure you have them here from KFC and Cane's and Chick-fil-A and Golden Chick and Zaxby's and, right? So we have a lot of chicken places. And there's always another one that seems like opening. The problem, it seems like, is the same. Hungry students, hungry residents, I want some chicken. It needs to taste good. I want it pretty fast. So if you were opening a chicken place, how would you differentiate it? How could you differentiate it? Say again. Better chicken, so quality is certainly an option. Taste, where everybody's got their secret recipe, so you can differentiate on taste or quality. What else? Anything else in the chicken restaurant?
Your experience in the store or restaurant.
Okay, the customer's experience, is that atmosphere, is that music, is that decor? Anything else? Price, certainly. Remind me, we're going to come back to price. Could be service, could be we offer free delivery. It could be the breadth of the menu. So not only do we have chicken, you can get chicken and waffles, you can get chicken and this, you can, and so we're different from the other guys because we do this. Very important factor, I think, in any business endeavor, especially as a startup. Know how you're going to be different and what's your unique value proposition. What do you bring to the table that others aren't doing? How are you going to compete? And again, a lot of my students say, oh, I'm going to be the lowest price out there. And I cringe a little bit and go, I'm not sure if I would do that. Why do I say not necessarily a great idea to compete on price?
Zero sum to nowhere.
Say again?
Zero sum to nowhere.
Zero sum, yeah, it begins to the bottom. Especially if you're a startup, and we'll say with that example, a chicken place, can you compete with price on a national chain like KFC? Processes in place, they're doing at such a larger scale, they can almost certainly do what they do cheaper than what I do in Kyle's Southern Fried Chicken Restaurant, standalone. So it's not a great idea to compete on price. I'm probably going to lose. They can lose money for a lot longer than I can and still survive. And so sometimes I may want to say, I'm going to be either in the mid-range price, not the lowest price, mid-range price, or even the higher end price. Gourmet chicken, specialty chicken. I tell my students, there will always be people that buy Timexes and always people that buy Rolexes. I may want to sell Rolexes. Would you want the profit margin on a Rolex or a Timex? Now, I don't sell as many Rolexes but I make a lot more money on every one. Whether that's computers, cars, clothing, experiences, travel, there are always the low end entry market, there's always the higher end. So there's nothing wrong with charging a high price if you can provide the value that people want. So what's your value proposition? This next one, customer segments, who are you serving? This is critical. The term that you have probably heard, we use a lot on campus, is target market. That starts with market segments. So I'm going to just real quickly, some of the people in the room are curious, and people online, you can type that in. Just in 10 seconds, give me an idea of your idea or business. Anybody want to play? You don't have to disclose if you don't want to, but I'm curious. Go ahead.
Fashion search engine for special occasions.
Fashion search engine for special occasion wear dresses. Okay, it's pretty specific. I like that. Okay.
Oh, someone on the chat said event planning.
What is it?
Event planning.
Okay. Very good. That's a tough business right now. But that's going to come back, and it may be if you're specializing in distance events, virtual events, then you're going to be in demand. So customer segments. Search engine for fashion search engine for specialty events, dresses. Who might be some customer segments for that? Juniors and seniors in high school. Who else? Weddings, special events, somebody going to a reunion, somebody going to high school reunion, 2030, somebody going to the Academy Awards, right? Pageant types. I may not be in the demographic for your fashion search engine. That's okay. The temptation here for a lot of people is they have an idea and immediately go, oh, this is my best market. It's single moms, 25 to 35 years old, working, high school or college education, this is their income level. So they go through all the demographics. Okay, is that the only group that could benefit from that? Well, no, but that's who I am. That's who I associate with. So that clearly is the best market. Well, maybe. And so it's a good exercise to walk through and list who are the possible target segments. And that may be by demographics, age, race, sex, income, education, those kinds of things. It could also be how much they use it, their level of expertise, hobbies, values. For example, if I opened a dance studio, I'm not going to, you want to see me dance. If I opened a dance studio, who are some possible target segments that I might market to? Say again? Seniors, right? We want to get back out and do some ballroom dancing, just for social, meet other people. Okay, who else? That's a good question. What kind of dancing are we doing? What are the possibilities? I can do it all. I can teach you anything. Children, certainly, right? Moms want their kids in dance, tap or ballet or jazz or whatever. And so the end users are kids, the buyers are moms, generally, could be dad, but parents, right? A 5-year-old is not going to come in and swipe their debit card. I want to sign up for lessons. Mom is taking care of that. So I'm selling to mom who's bringing in her
child. So again, an example of the buyer is not always the end user. And so it could be moms for their kids, it could be seniors, anybody else. Okay, dancers, maybe college age, young adult, who are serious elite level dancers. I want to go to Broadway, and I'm going to make my living dancing, and I need an edge against all those people that I'm auditioning against. Can you teach me? Can you take me to this professional level? That's a possible market segment. It could be 30 to 40-year-olds who are just looking for a social activity. So your first thought may be, well, it's clearly got to be seniors, there's got to be kids. Well, it doesn't have to be. Now, it's probably not going to be all of those segments. If the elite level dancer who wants to be a professional and perform comes into my studio and they see 5-year-olds doing beginning tap, what does that 24-year-old dancer think? This isn't for me. This is beginners. I'm not a beginner. We're to get these kids out of the way. We have some serious dancing to do. So they may go, yeah, this is not what I thought it was. I'm out. I'm going to go somewhere else. And so while it's tempting for many businesses to go, oh, we can do everything. We can teach your kids tap. We can teach professional dance. We'll have a seniors ballroom dancing on Thursday nights. We'll do. If I try to do everything for everybody, very often I don't get to do anything for anyone because it dilutes, or the perception is it dilutes what I'm trying to do. So better to, and it's hard in the beginning because I need customers, I need some revenue, I got to get some traction. And to say, do you offer beginning stage? Yes. Do you offer advanced level? Yes, because I want to take all comers. But better to say, we specialize in elite level, high performance dancing. If you want to be a professional dancer, this is where you've done. If you want beginning tap for your kids, there's a great school over here a mile away. They do a good job. You'd probably be happy there. We don't do that. I heard an example that made a lot of sense. This came from, I think, Seth Godin. Familiar with Seth Godin, great marketer. If you're not reading some of his stuff, you should be. The example was, you're hungry for sushi and you walk into the barbecue restaurant, you go, I'd like to order some sushi. Dude, we don't have that here. And the customer gets mad, is why don't you, I want sushi. Our place apparently isn't for you. We do barbecue and we do it very, very well. If you want sushi, you probably need to go over to this place. They're good at that. You don't want sushi that comes from here. If we even had it, it wouldn't be very good. When you get ready for barbecue, come back. We'd love to have you. And so that makes perfect sense from a restaurant point of view. We go, well, of course. If I want barbecue, I go to a barbecue place. Same with your business. If you want dance, I'm going to go to this dance studio that offers what I need, what I want. And so I may be kind of beating this to death, but I want to emphasize I need to identify these customer segments and then pick up one for me. That doesn't mean I have to do that forever. Maybe I get some action in kids' classes in my dance studio, and then we add, when those kids start growing up and they want to get into junior high and high school, pom and cheer, we offer some of those services. And I bring in a former cheerleader or pom performer, and they can lead those classes. And we add some other customer segments. But probably not a great idea to start off saying, we offer everything to everybody. So know who that ideal customer is. And again, I tell my students, in the years I've been teaching, I don't know that I've ever had, when a student said, here's my business idea, here's my target market, my perfect customer, I don't think I've ever told them, that's way too specific. You need to make that a wider target market. Virtually every time, I think it's been every time so far. I say you need to narrow that down. Because when college students have an idea for a business, who are their customers? Who would you think they say? college students. That's who they are, that's who they know, that's who they're around. And so they go, oh, college students would love this. I say, all college students, are all college students the same? Do they have the same buying behavior and patterns? No. We have men, women, different ages, different majors, different backgrounds, some from Oklahoma, some from Texas. We have international students. Some are Greek, some are not Greek, some like this kind of food, some like that. We have PC, we have Apple, so very different people, different buying behaviors. So just saying college students, that's still too broad. It's a specific slice of the market, still too broad. All right, let's keep going. I think you got the idea on customer segments. Unfair advantage. Sometimes this has the connotation of cheating, not what it means at all. But what kind of advantage can I get or produce that gives me a step up over my competition? This might be intellectual property. So I have a patent on this machine. I can manufacture it and sell it. And the patent says other people cannot legally do that. They can't infringe on my patent or my trademark or my copyright. If I'm building an app, my company's building an app, and I hire the best coder in the state full-time, that's my employee. By definition, they can't go work for somebody else unless they quit here or I fire them. But I have this person full-time, and so that's an advantage that I have that may be unfair, because the competition may be going, well, that's not fair. You got her, and she's the best coder we know. Yeah, I have her. Good luck. Hope you can find somebody just as good. It may be, if you're doing, we see all kinds of ads and we see celebrity endorsements. If you can get a celebrity endorsement, then it's unlikely they're going to do an endorsement for a competing product or service. It just doesn't make sense. Right? So if they're endorsing your app or your store or your clothing, right? The other guys may go, oh, that's not fair. They got the Kardashian, they got Taylor Swift, they got, yeah, we had a good network, good connections. We got her, people love her, and so they're going to come to our place. Now, is that unethical? It may seem unfair to the competition. It's not unethical, not illegal. So that's what unfair means in this instance. Unfair in the eyes of the competitor, because they're frustrated that they don't have that same advantage. Make sense? Any other examples you can think of what an unfair advantage might consist of?
I mean, if we're talking your chicken store versus KFC, you can like build a local store that has a certain experience, look, feel that KFC is not going to be able to imitate because they have however many thousands of stores.
Okay, yep, good example. KFC as a franchise, they're locked into that model. Franchisees don't have a lot of latitude on recipes or decor, or it's going to look like every other KFC. So that may be an advantage. Come to our place and it's the decor, the experience you talked about. Yeah, that could be an example. It could be a domain name, which are getting harder and harder to find. The company 1-800-flowers.com used to be a phone number. Now it's also the website. And if they have it, that means now I can't get it. So if I have just a killer domain name, then that could be an advantage when people just naturally search and that comes up first. I have an advantage. Another example. Channels is just a path to the customer. How does it get from where it's made to where customers buy it? The traditional supply chain, there's a manufacturer, there may be a wholesaler, distributor, then it goes to a retailer and you buy it. Now much more direct to customer online. You get to choose what that is. Not a right or wrong answer, there's pros and cons to all that, but again, that's a decision you get to make on how that customer gets there. Key metrics, what are you measuring? What are you keeping track of? This could be things like number of customers, certainly amount of revenue. It could be conversion rate. If you're doing anything online, how many customers come to the site, how many actually click through, how many actually buy, and can we get that rate up some way? The profit margin, growth, those are some things that you probably want to track. And whatever your business idea is, there will be things specific to that idea that you want to keep track of. Now we get into where the money comes in. So this is fun. The revenue streams, revenue models. And this goes also to kind of what the title is business models. If we look at different businesses that you all do business with, let's look at some of the business models real briefly. So if we go to the chicken place, what's the business model of a typical chicken place? Retail food, right? I go in, I buy a meal, I pay them, I leave. What about any Netflix subscribers? Right, a lot of us. And so I've given it away. What's their business model? Subscription model. I pay them every month. They continue to provide the service. When I stop paying, I stop getting the service. That's not a new model. A lot of us subscribe to newspapers, magazines, whatever, years ago. And maybe still, but now a lot of online subscriptions. Subscription boxes that come in the mail every month, another example. What else do we have? So speaking, I don't know why this one came to mind. This goes back a little ways. So before Netflix, there was Blockbuster. What was their business model? Rentals. So I didn't go buy a movie. I didn't pay them every month. That's kind of where Blockbuster got busted. They didn't keep up with the trends. But I'd go rent a movie. So Blockbuster would go pay $70 or $80, buy new movies, and then rent it dozens and dozens of times at whatever, $3 a piece. And then more than pay for the cost of those movies. I can go rent, if I need a Bobcat to do some work in my yard or out at the farm. I don't want to buy a Bobcat. I just need to rent it for a weekend. So that's a good model. Manufacturing is a business model. What about things like Dropbox, Spotify? Kind of related to a subscription. For example, my Dropbox, Pandora, I don't pay anything for that. So it's a freemium, combination of the word free and premium, where the company says, we're going to offer these free services to whoever wants it. It's free, and you can use storage space on Dropbox, or you can get music on Pandora and their ads, but it's free. Unless and until there are enough customers to say, I don't want the ads, or I want more storage space, or I want more of the features, and I'm willing to pay for that. I'll pay a premium. And hopefully there are enough customers paying a premium to compensate for all the freeloaders like me. And that's a growing business model, this freemium business model. So again, that's another decision you get to make, is what's your business model or revenue stream and get paid. And it doesn't always have to be the traditional model. For example, a plumber is typically a fee-for-service business model. I call a plumber, they come to my house, they unstop the drain. I pay them a fee for the service, they go on. Could a plumber have a subscription business model? Maybe. Pay us $39 a month. If you have any problems, we come out for free, fix whatever it is, and you're done. And they keep, right? I just keep paying, and if there's a problem, could a plumber have a manufacturing business model? Maybe if there's parts that he needs, can't find, sets up a 3D printer in the back, and he's making products for his own business and for other plumbers. So don't assume, well, all plumbers do fee for service. I'm going to start a plumbing business. I guess I'll do the same. You certainly can, but you don't have to. So revenue streams, how many revenue streams should you have? As many as you can get is my vote. Anybody like professional football? NFL football? Who's your team?
Giants.
Giants, okay? New York Giants. How did New York Giants make money? Start listing them. Ticket sales to the game, concessions, merchandise, parking, television rights, licensing, special events, right? They don't use that stadium every day, every week, so there may be fantasy camp. If you always wanted to play professional football, at OSU they call it old dudes camp, the players do. Yeah, we gotta go to this old dudes camp. So 45-year-old men who thought they could play football in high school or college come back. I show up for 3 days, I'm running through drills, I'm hitting the blocking dummies. There's a jersey in the locker room with my name on it. It's the glory days, and I pay them $5,000 for that privilege, or whatever the number is. So events maybe. So the Giants don't go, oh, I hope we can sell more tickets to the games. They have all these different revenue streams. The more, the better. Popular restaurant in Stillwater, Eskimo Joe's. Obviously, they have a restaurant. They also do catering, so we'll come do your event. They're also selling a ton of merchandise. So Stan Park over there has built a very successful business with multiple revenue streams. So just explore what that might be for your business. We're not going to get into the weeds here, but gross margin, we can look at those. What's the profit margin? What's your cost of goods sold? That gets to this next item over here. What's it going to cost to deliver that? If you watch Shark Tank, that's the question. What is it? What are you selling it for? What does it cost you to make it? What's the profit margin? This also gets to pricing. We'll talk about that for just a minute. Again, the students are going to say, well, I'm going to be the lowest price, and they set their price by, here's what it's going to cost me to make it or produce the service, and then I'm going to add a little bit, that's my price. That's cost-based pricing. What's the opposite of that? What's another way to price something? I'll give you an example. Used to be, again, I had a speaking business. There was a fellow speaker who was in the financial services industry, had a lot of experience there, a lot of credibility. And so he offered a product that was secrets of a millionaire kind of thing. So it's information product. And there was, and this is years ago, there's a DVD, there's a checklist, there's a book. So lots of information in several different formats in a box, very nicely packaged. And so it's a physical product, and he would sell this product not based on the cost. I said he packaged it very nicely. So the cost to put all these things together was about $25. He didn't go, well, it cost me $25. I'm going to mark it up and sell it for $50. If someone is interested in learning the secrets of a millionaire type information, what's that worth to them? What would you pay to learn how to be a millionaire? Right? It'd be all over the table. He sold it for about $1,000. Somebody go, $1,000? That's crazy. It only cost him $25 to put it together. Well, it cost him $25 plus the previous 20 years of his experience. You're not buying the box of stuff. You're buying all this knowledge. And so that's value-based pricing. What's the value of this? Let me ask you a different question. Would you pay $1,000 in order to earn $10,000? I would every day. The more often I can do that, the better. And so that's what his pricing was based on. Would you pay $1,000 to increase your wealth by 5, 10, 100x? And people did it all day long. Here's my $1,000 if I'll learn the secrets of a millionaire. So it was irrelevant what it cost him to put that box together. But it was value that drove that. And so, again, be very deliberate about how you set pricing. Are you going to say, like a plumber or a roofer, here's my cost of materials, here's my cost of labor, I'm going to add a little overhead, boom, there's my price. Or, what's the value of this product or service?
to people, what can I get them to pay regardless of what the costs were? In fact, there's some, and I tend to agree with them, say, set your price and then figure out how much profit you need, and then figure out what you need to get your costs down to. So is it by scale? Is it by using a different supplier, different materials? If I want to charge $500 for this product and I want to make $400, I got to get my cost down to $100. Well, but my costs are at $300. Got to find a way to get them down, or maybe look at a different idea. So a different way to approach pricing, but that kind of falls in this revenue and cost part of the box here. Okay, I mentioned this earlier. We may try this, and we'll do this kind of quickly as kind of a workshop for those here. Anybody want to come up and we'll just walk through these blocks. I'm going to ask you about your specific idea or business. You may have already thought through some of this. If not, we have all these folks here that will help you, help us. Anybody want to play? Okay, let's go on. Okay, tell us your name and again, just real briefly, the business.
My name is Talisha White, and the business is a fashion search engine for special occasion dresses.
Okay, I think I got most of the fashion search engine for special occasion dresses. Talisha, right?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so, and this may be a question for everybody else as well as you. So you've already thought through this a lot. I'm curious to hear what they have to say. And so we're helping Talisha, but this also helps the rest of us walk through that process just to get more reps in. What is the problem that her customers might have?
Searching dozens of websites trying to find the dress in the price range they want, and style they
Okay,
want.
can't find a great dress, price range, or it's in New York, I'm in here, I want to try it on. Those kinds of things, is that close?
Yes, and fit is a big one, not being able to know if a dress fits you or if the designer's for it is the same as the for that's in your closet.
Okay, very good. So just what you know about Talisha so far, we've identified some of the problems. What do you think her solution is going to look like?
Some sort of like special fit thing that tells you based on people with your body type if it's gonna fit or not.
Okay. So I'm going to let you jump in here. How do you solve those problems?
So the first way to solve the problem is to search visually, because you shop visually. So you should be able to upload pictures you see on like Instagram or Pinterest or on the streets, and then search all the different websites on the internet for that specific dress or a dress similar. And then the second one to solve fit would be to use your phone to take measurements of your body and then compare that to the style of the dress as well as the fabric of the dress, so that you know how to fit your measurements.
Very good. Yeah, you're getting way above my tech level talking about this stuff, so I'm glad you're doing this and not me. I think we talked next about unique value proposition. So again, a nice description there. What do you see as her secret sauce that will set her apart? Because when you boil it down, you're a search engine, right? That's the product. And we're going to talk about how you make money in a minute, but how's she different from other search engines?
Well, first and foremost, I don't know that there's really anyone doing this. There may be, but I just don't know. But also, I think just like the way, maybe there's like some like IP behind how you're, measuring people's like bodies or outfits to make sure that the size is correct.
Okay, good point. Certainly maybe some intellectual property protection in the process and the website, the search engine itself. Yeah.
Well,
lot of different kinds of dresses, then this would be targeted. Yeah, wedding coming up, graduation, and just a one-stop shop.
Okay, yeah, that may be, kind of going back to the barbecue place. She's selling barbecue, she's not selling sushi. So if you're searching for something else, go to Google, go to wherever. If you want dresses, Talicia's a place to go. So very niche, specialized. Customer segments we talked about earlier, right? Junior, seniors in high school, prom, pageant, special events, weddings, special occasions, awards, banquets, those kinds of things. So those could be potential. Who's your favorite? You're the target market that you really like.
Pageant girls. I compete in pageants and we spend a lot of money on dresses.
Dresses are expensive, aren't they? I know, I'm probably glad. I know. Unfair advantage, how might she leverage that? We talked about the IP, so that certainly is an example. Code that can be copyrighted, the process or the search engine may be patentable. I'm not a patent attorney, so don't hold me to that, but certainly some intellectual property there. A great name that it just clicks with people, maybe an advantage. The others, unfair advantage?
I have domain expertise because before I switched to becoming a tech startup, I was a special occasion designer for the past 10 years, and I've worked in factories for manufacturers, I've worked in retail stores, and I have my own line that was in New York Fashion Week 4 times.
Wow.
Wow, okay, so clearly some expertise, industry knowledge, experience goes a long way. So instant credibility when she communicates that. What about the channels? How might this, and I mean, it's a search engine, so it's a digital process, that kind of self-explanatory. Key metrics, what kinds of things do you think she might want to measure?
Cost of recruiting a customer,
Yep, cost of a customer.
customer churn, like repeat.
Yep, churn. Some of those things we talked about before, visits, conversion. Trying to think what others come to mind. What kinds of things are important to you to know? How is this month compared to last month?
How many people are searching for dresses per day? That's all I can.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the money, Talisha. How are you going to get paid? So before you answer, we'll ask, we talked about several business models. How might this search engine generate revenue?
It could be advertising.
Ads, certainly, yep.
Traffic.
Referral fees, so someone searches and ends up renting or buying, you actually get a percentage.
Okay, yeah.
Transaction.
Referral fee.
Sales meeting.
Yeah, she could be the search engine and the sale buy it on our site. So it could be kind of an affiliate link for this designer or this shop. If you buy it on this website, this search engine, she gets a piece of it. The store or the designer gets a piece of it. Any others? Those are all good ideas. Okay, Miss Expert, waiting for you. Revenue model?
Actually, I have no idea what the revenue model would be. So I'm just like, I just want people to search for dresses. But I don't know how to make money off of that.
Okay, fair enough. How do other search engines, that's a good place to start. How do they generally make money? How does Google make money? Google AdWords, AdSense, yep. So they gave you some ideas. It may be affiliates, it could be ads from these high-end stores or designers that their right ads pop up on your site. It could be preferred listings, so people that the designers or stores that pay you get listed first. They're in the top 3, top 5, top 10 listings, and then others come after that. So you're getting paid by the designers. And also, if you don't have to do all these things at once. It could be, we're gonna get some traction, we'll open up the search engine, and then start building relationships, because you know some of those people. You know, hey, can we set up an affiliate type link where if people buy our dress, or if we send them to you, then we get a percentage of that sale. So different ways to do that. So I'm glad you're excited about the idea. I never would have thought of that. So that's probably your homework, is going, how do I get paid? You want to do this as a career, as a business, or a hobby? Okay, good answer. If you want to do it as a hobby, you don't have to get paid. If you want to do it as a real business, you got to figure out a revenue model. What are some of our costs going to be?
Site hosting, maintenance, upkeep of the site.
Yeah, all those things that go with building a digital presence, building the site, running servers, hosting. Either you're writing the code or you're paying someone to write the code. Testing, all those things, maintenance of the site. Once it gets going, there may not be a ton. It's not like, if I'm selling office furniture, I have to buy the actual inventory and then resell it. So not a lot of physical costs in inventory, but certainly some development costs that on the digital, it's very often a lot of costs up front, and then we start making money. So I don't know how long that runway is. I have no idea what that number is. That's a good exercise also for everybody to go, if I'm new at this, here's a list of my fixed costs. These don't change: rent, utilities, insurance, marketing, salary for the owner, hopefully. Here's a list of my startup costs. I gotta pay first 2 months rent in this building. I need a website. I need to buy a domain. I need to get insurance. I need to talk to an attorney about setting up an LLC. Those are one-time things, but I really gotta do that before I can open. And so it's really advisable to go, if my list of startup costs is $50,000 and I've only saved 30, I'm in trouble. If my list of startup costs is 50, better plan on twice that much, twice as much money, twice as long, because there's something you've forgotten, or something will take longer than you thought it would, the development or the build out of the building. So if I think it's going to cost 50, I better plan for 100, and then hopefully it doesn't cost that much. There's a cushion. Anything else you want to tell us about this fabulous search engine that's coming?
I thought of a name for it.
Okay, what's that?
Cute.
Nice.
Is that what she said? Yeah, cool. All right, give her a big hand. Okay, we'll finish. And you have, well, let's see. This is, and I know you can't read that text, but this is an example of the business model canvas. The other was the lean model canvas. You see here, instead of problem, this is key partners, key activities, key resources. So, and these are easy to find. Just do any search, not on a fashion site, but your traditional search engines for business model canvas or lean model canvas. You might put the word template in there. Easy to find. You have a copy of the lean model canvas. And again, it's a good way to use that is just put it on the wall and then put stick notes for in each of these blocks. These are the questions that help prompt the information that goes in there. And then you have this on the back. I didn't hand it out, but I have a copy for all of you. On the back side, these sticky notes that kind of show you Here are my customer segments. Oh, I thought of another one. You just add another sticky note. Or this customer segment doesn't make sense, I'm taking it off. So it's very portable and iterative. I'm just going to change it, keep changing it, and it changes maybe week to week. Then the next step may actually be if you need to go to the Small Business Administration for a loan, or to the bank, or to an investor, they may want to see that 25-page business plan. But now you already have the outline. Now you just flesh it out, put it together, put some headings on it, build out your slide deck of slides that has actually the same information. But this is a great place to start with an outline or a template for that entire business plan or business model. Okay, I talked probably too much, but questions from you all or questions?
What do you think is like the most important metric for a startup? Generally speaking.
The most important metric for a startup? Boy, it varies. Cash is a big one, whether that's, burn rate, how much cash am I going through every week, every month? If I have X amount, how long is my runway before I'm out of money? Even though I had a great idea, it was going to execute very nicely. If I'm out of money, I'm out. I just have to shut it down. So that's a big one. So that's cash going out. Cash coming in is revenue. How many customers did we have this month versus last month? What's their average ticket price? So if it's the chicken place, are they spending $7, $8, $10? If it's a consulting practice, right, is it $2,500, $25,000? I'm making up numbers, but that's where I go to first is, right, I can do surveys and did you like my logo? Do you like my website? But cash is still king, in my opinion, in a lot of respects. Here's your homework then, and I have one of these for you, is to, whether you have an idea, you're working on it, or it's existing business. Even with an existing business, you may go back and go, are these actually the best customers that I should be working with? Is there another segment? Is there another revenue stream I could be looking at? Are there costs that I'm not considering? How can I build an unfair advantage? Go back to that main slide. To compete, do people know what my unique value proposition is, or am I just another chicken place? If they go there, if they know it's because, oh, they have the best, they have Chick-fil-A sauce, nobody else has that. Or they are Chick-fil-A, my wife and I talk about this all the time. One of their differentiators is service. And even to the point we kind of make fun of, oh, I'm just going to go in and say thank you a lot, so they have to say my pleasure. But interestingly, they're hiring, and I'm thinking about Stillwater, I'm sure the same is true, they're hiring from the same job applicant pool as Burger King and McDonald's and Wendy's. But they're not doing it that way at Burger King and McDonald's and Wendy's. So there's something about the culture, the training at Chick-fil-A that's different. Because they're not hiring the same people, but from the same pool. So their differentiator is how they hire, who they train, because they get that service, and to the point where now they just own drive-through restaurants. They got not just one drive-through line, there's 2 or 3. They have employees with iPads out there, and by the time I get up and to the window, I've already got my food and paid and I'm out. So they're very good at differentiating. So if a chicken place can do that, you can certainly do that too. Thanks for the opportunity. It's been my pleasure. Best of luck. You have a great week ahead of you. Again, I'm envious of you, so best of luck. If I can help you out, get in touch with me. The folks here know how to get in touch with me.